This doesn't seem fair, does it? How can you get a lower score after studying for the SAT? Hey guys, it's Jen. I'm a test prep tutor, and today I'm sharing with you a bit of a unique situation. And this is where a student takes a baseline exam and then they spend a couple of hours studying, and all of a sudden their score drops. How can that be possible? Now, before you guys freak out and have a full-blown panic attack, just breathe, and we're going to talk about this. Okay, but first, make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit that bell. All right, before we dive into the specifics of this situation, I do want to raise one important point. As you guys know, depending on the exam that you take, there is going to be some variability in your score, and that is the luck component of this exam. If you get super unlucky, missing one extra question could cost you up to 30 points. That's why when I look at a score, if it's within about 30 to 50 points of what you would normally expect, then I think that's reasonable and it's not cause for concern. But that's not what I'm talking about today. Today, I'm addressing an issue where your score drops outside of that 50-point range as a result of studying, okay? And I want to talk to you about why this could be happening. So this can happen across the board on the reading, the writing, or the math section, but I will tell you in all my years of tutoring, where I see this most commonly occur is in the writing section. And there is a reasonable explanation for this. When most students approach a writing section early on, they will often rely on their ears. They'll hear the question and then sound out the answer choices to figure out the best one. This is not the best approach because when we speak, we often use improper grammar. And guys, of course, College Board knows this, and they even know which types of rules we tend to break most frequently when we speak, and they emphasize those on the exam. But with that said, sometimes, especially for students who have a strong foundation in reading and they expose themselves to really great pieces of writing, they actually have a pretty developed intuition, and oftentimes they can deduce the right answer despite not knowing the grammar rules. However, when students do sit down to learn these grammar rules and they try to apply them to the test more deliberately, in the beginning, they may start to second guess everything. And that includes questions they could have otherwise gotten right just by relying on their intuition. And they're now missing all of those as well. And they'll see a big drop in their score. This is normal. This is part of the learning curve. And I call this the transitional phase. If you just stick through it and you keep studying, you will get to a point where everything becomes very clear and you know exactly how to approach these questions. But in the meantime, you may be confronted with a lower score. So now you know a little bit about the why this is happening. Let's talk about how to actually see a real score improvement. So again, regardless of the section you are struggling with, the process for improvement is the same. The first step, you have to identify the types of mistakes that you're making so that you can isolate them and then drill them. So you want to look at all of the questions you're missing. Let's take the writing as an example. Maybe you're missing punctuations, subject-verb agreement, pronouns, transitions. You want to make a list of all of these topics that you are missing before proceeding to step 2, which is turning to a resource like the Erica Meltzer SAT Grammar book or the College Panda SAT Writing book that I mentioned in this video. You want to turn to those to really drill the concepts. Work through the exercises that isolate these issues until you get really comfortable at recognizing them. And then step 3. This is where you're going to move towards a practice exam. This is important because when you isolate concepts, sometimes you trick yourself into thinking you mastered them more than you have, but the real mastery comes from being able to recognize and apply the principles when you see these questions out of context. Maybe they're mixed in with other types of problems. So when you first move to practice exams, this is important. I want you guys to not time yourself. This may seem a little bit counterintuitive considering the real exam is a time test, but at this stage in the game, it's more important that you shoot for accuracy over speed. I would rather you take what you've learned and apply them deliberately and slowly to these questions and get them right, rather than rushing through and then, like I said earlier, throwing everything you learn out the window and second guessing yourself left and right to result in a lower score. Okay, so you want to take your time with this. And as you get more comfortable, you are welcome to start putting a bit of time pressure on yourself, but right now, leave the clock behind. Guys, I hope you'll implement these strategies into your own study plan and you'll see that score boost really soon. If you like this video, please give it a like and share it with your friends. If you found this video helpful, check out some of my other content. I make a lot of videos on test taking tips and strategies, so be sure to check those out. And if you haven't already, of course, subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.